Ready with me while I rate the things that I've done to get followers from 0 to 10 based on the most cringiest things. Number 1, posting consistently. 0 out of 10 cringe. And honestly, everyone needs to be posting consistently. And whether posting consistently for you means 1 time a day, 3 times a day, however many times a day, post consistently. That's how you're gonna grow your audience. Figure it out. Next up on the list is comment culture. We're gonna give that a 3 out of 10. Because while you do really need to foster a comment culture, what you don't need to do is foster everyone's comments. And in fact, some people actually need to be restricted from commenting. Sorry, user 579692223 with no profile picture who only comments a bunch of emojis or doesn't answer the prompt. Stop. The type of comments that you allow on your post are what there's going to be. So I've actually become a lot more selective with what comments I like, what comments I respond to, and who I allow to comment on my posts. So while I think it does help to reply and like everyone's comments, I don't actually recommend it because you will very likely end up with a bunch of spammers and people who do very bawdy things. Don't do that. Foster meaningful interactions in your comments, and only meaningful interactions in your comments. Responding to haters. 4 out of 10 cringe. Because while haters deserve all the flack that I'm giving them, they do not deserve my energy. And again, the type of comment culture that you water will grow. Although I will say I do sometimes still respond to them or make videos about them, but only to show you guys the type of things that I have to deal with. And I do not feel bad about that. 0 out of 10 cringe there. Mass following and unfollowing people. 5 out of 10 cringe. And reasons for this, because then those people can message you. And when you're someone like me, those messages aren't always nice. Also, it's weird. It's cringy. I hate it when I see someone pop up and it says that they followed me, especially when it's like a big creator. And then I go look on their page and they've already unfollowed me. Like, be so for real. You are not so big that you can unfollow me. Fishing for followers on other people's accounts. So this one is actually going to be a range. And I'm going to say anywhere between a 5 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. And why so low with a 5 out of 10 for one of them is because I would go and I would just find girls who look like me or did something similar. And I would see who was commenting on their page or who was following them. I'd either mass follow, unfollow, or I'd go to that person, these people's pages, and I'd comment on their post. I'd like some photos. I'd engage with them. You know, I'd go to their stories, etc. And that, in of itself, is just kind of like, ugh, it's tiring and it gets to be cringy interacting with people like this. But it's also just kind of cringy how you got there. 7 out of 10 to 10 out of 10, I would say would be like only commenting on someone's post or interacting with them in the hopes or like making it super obvious, because people do this one to me, that you are just there to be like, hey, I'm a hot girl, please come follow me. I hate it when I see people do this. I'm like, you don't know me. You're now commenting on every single thing that I have. Stop. It's obvious. We know what you're doing, girl. 10 out of 10 here comes on like Twitter or X, where I did not realize that this was a bad thing to do, because I saw other people commenting on other girls' things and like being like, oh, here's me in a bikini. I like how I look. Or I would go and I'd make, instead of like using a pre-done like GIF, whatever, I would make my own of me. And I would post it in a response. And usually I would only do that with people who are like my mutuals or my friends. Well, really quickly, one of my friends was like, hey girl, you need to stop doing that. It's considered phishing. And they're all talking about you in the Twitter circles. Yeah, don't do that. That one's very cringe. And I just had no idea what I was doing. I was just a baby. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't know. Tagging / mass tagging other creators on my posts. 10 out of 10 cringe. Here's the thing, is I actually didn't realize this was a huge no-go, and it makes a lot more sense now that I've been doing modeling and creation for much longer. But I came from the world of foodies and food bloggers, where we tagged a bunch of our mutuals. We tagged people in different cities if we were visiting to let them know, hey, I made a post. Hey, I have similar content to this person, and it would get pushed out to similar audiences. And it was a really just common way of things that we did. So I was just like, look, I will copy and paste what I'm doing in the food community to the model community. And that's a huge no. And it never crossed my mind that I'd be doing something wrong, because there were a lot of sweet angels that just didn't say anything, and now I look back and I'm like, I'm so sorry I did that. Oh my god. Slay Hill, you're one of those people. Thank you for not blocking me and hating me immediately. I was just a baby, I didn't know. Now when I see girls do this, and especially because it's usually a new girl, I will message them and I'll be like, hey babe, that is not considered good in this community, and it will get you blocked, and people will talk about you, and they will mute you, they will restrict you, and they're not going to be your friends. These are definitely not the only things that I've done, and I've done a lot more. Honestly, I could do a video on every single one of these topics. So if y'all want that, let me know. Or maybe if you just want to know what other cringy things I've done and what things I would maybe recommend instead, I can do that. Long story short, building an Instagram, building any social media platform is going to take a lot of time and a lot of energy. And you need a plan of attack. You're going to mess up along the way, sweetie. It's fine. All right, and this is the finished look. If anyone wants any more tips, tricks, things that I would like to do, let me know and I will give that to you. And if not, that's okay too. All right, bye.